When you're growing your career, your work, your family for decades, your days are structured for you. But when you enter retirement, you're left standing there free to structure your days however you want. And just one layer below that freedom, a lot of people feel a void or a stuckness and they don't know what to do about it. In this video, I'm going to share with you how to build a daily retirement routine that fits your lifestyle because, of course, there's no one size fits all solution when it comes to a retirement routine. So stick around to the end. Hi there, I'm Cyn Meyer, and I help older adults find clarity on their ideal retirement lifestyle and guide them on the journey to achieving it. You might think a retirement routine is unnecessary, but it's not. It's so useful. Plus, it comes with all these benefits, which, by the way, are backed by research. People with routines rate their lives as more meaningful. They have better quality sleep. They have better mental health and lower stress levels, and they have stronger self-discipline and accomplish more. And I see this all the time. I get to help older adults every day navigate this super challenging transition into retirement. And I have found one of the biggest challenges that people deal with is seeing retirement as a time to live without structure. So there's two main modes that people crave. There's the busy achieving mode where you want to have a lot of activities, whether it's traveling, socializing, engaging in projects, creating, helping other people. And then there's the slower paced mode where it's more about enjoying your freedom, being spontaneous and leisurely, relaxing, walking, reading, and that could also mean creating or exploring your hobbies in both lanes. So it sounds counterintuitive, but if you want to have the time and space and the freedom to have it all, which 100% you can have it all, that's what I'm here to encourage you to do. You need to protect that freedom with structure. I have seen time and time again the same lesson that if you're not intentional with your retirement routine, retirement can be just as hectic and crazy as your working life, maybe even more so. And I see this all the time too. People end up feeling scattered, unfocused, unmotivated, tired, and the biggest side effect is the trap of procrastination. That is when you lose your motivation and you no longer have the energy to accomplish what you truly want during this important life phase of retirement. To help you avoid this unhealthy habit of simply reacting to your environment and letting life just kind of like swirl around you, which leaves you feeling unfulfilled, here are 7 tips to help you build and stick to a retirement routine that'll give you a life that you love. Number 1, have an unfiltered brainstorm session where you find clarity on what an ideal average day in retirement looks like. Every time you step up to the next level in your life, it always begins with finding more clarity. It's all about letting yourself access what you're naturally drawn to. So take a piece of paper and a pen and write down every last detail about your ideal retirement lifestyle. Answering these specific questions, starting with imagining yourself waking up on your perfect day. What time do you wake up? What's in your morning routine? And work your way all the way down to bedtime with the last question being, what's the last thing you think of before going to bed? You can either pause this video to answer the questions, I really want you to do this, or use the link to our written article version of this video where you can see the important questions that I want you to answer. As you write out what happens every step of the way through your ideal day, dig deep and get specific. The more you let yourself dream big without judgment, the better. And the more specific you are, the more clarity you will find. My big suggestion here is to not get stuck in the how, which happens all the time, where you think about the things in terms of like your current reality. Instead of thinking how or if you can make it all happen, just follow the ideas that spark energy and passion inside you. The how always falls into place, but only once you have a clear vision of what your ideal day looks like. This clarity will inform your ideal retirement routine, which brings us to step number 2, set small goals. Straight off the bat, with this finding clarity exercise of getting specific about your ideal day, I guarantee there will be one thing that strikes a chord, that sparks something inside and tugs at you. It's normally something that energizes you. I would set a small goal that's based on one idea that energizes you from step number 1. Setting small goals one at a time is a total game changer. It's a very clear way to get where you want to be while killing procrastination and your lack of motivation. When you have clarity and focus on one small goal at a time, motivation shows up again. It's when things are cloudy that motivation goes away. So just follow our magic formula for goal setting, which is micro steps and mini goals, where you break everything down so you're hyper-focused on tackling just one single micro step within one single mini goal per day until you actually accomplish that mini goal. For instance, if your goal is to run a 5K, start with running half a mile per day and gradually increase your mileage every day that you prepare. And let's say your goal is to maintain a healthy diet. Start by changing only your breakfast for the first week, or go even smaller and stop sweetening your morning beverage. And do that consistently until you're ready to add in a new micro step. Or if your mini goal is to start meditating, meditate for just 5 minutes a day. Do that for a week or so and then gradually increase the time, 1 single minute at a time. You get the gist. The key is to make your micro steps so small and manageable that you consistently get it done without relying on willpower or waiting around until you feel like doing something, because we all know that's not reliable and it fluctuates wildly. Research shows that modest goals are much easier to follow through on. And the reason is your brain prefers to achieve a small goal than to maintain the status quo. The incremental nature of small goals makes them feel more attainable, and it motivates you to work towards achieving it because your brain literally receives a dopamine hit every time you achieve a small win, and then it propels you to achieve more. Entire routines take more time and effort to establish than a single habit. And that's why I want you to start small and avoid making too many overwhelming adjustments at one time. It's not only harder on you, but you also risk falling into a behavior relapse. The gift here is you get to build consistency, which is our next ingredient. Be as consistent as possible. When it comes to building a routine, you have to have consistency. Otherwise, you lose all your intentions and your focus. The goal is to eventually turn your healthy habit into an automatic behavior, which on average takes 66 days to create a new habit. My point here is to keep it small and consistent. Consistency is way more important than intensity. For example, which of these sounds more effective to you? Learning a language for 3 hours straight and then not doing anything for 2 weeks, or dedicating just 10 minutes to it every day for a full month? According to our muscle memory, option B is so much more sustainable and way more effective. A study found that consistency and repetition are the key factors in forming automatic habits and routines. So at first, you need sheer willpower to implement a new behavior, but over time it becomes as routine as brushing your teeth. For us, the reason why these steps are foolproof is because we're not even relying on willpower for that initial part. We're relying on our clarity and our specific daily micro steps. By the way, if you're really having trouble with consistency, your micro step needs to be broken down even more. And you can also try doing your new habit in the morning. You have the most willpower in the morning and it depletes throughout the day. So that'll give you an extra buffer of support to make sure that you're consistent. All in all, don't rely on motivation or waiting to feel like doing something. That time may never come. Instead, commit to new small behaviors consistently, and then you'll start to notice massive changes over time, particularly at the 66-day mark. Another great way to ensure you follow through is to, number 4, be prepared. What I mean by be prepared is removing any obstacles ahead of time. If you anticipate specific obstacles that might stand in your way and you remove them in advance, it's so much easier to overcome them and be successful at what you're setting out to do. You'll stick to your ideal retirement routines and your new positive habits with so much more ease. Basically, remove any temptations or the chance of the maybe talk, which is when you start negotiating with yourself or overthinking when it comes time to do and take action on something. That's where the excuses come into play. So for example, if you want to start going to the gym regularly, make sure you have all of your workout clothes and your equipment just like ready to go if you have like a home workout set up. So there's less of a hurdle or an excuse that's standing in your way. Or if a healthy diet is your goal and you know that a sweet tooth or your unhealthy snack addiction is your downfall, then remove the chocolate, remove the chips and the soda from your line of sight. Or even better, from your house, just don't let them in. Another example, let's say your goal is to read more. Set a book next to your bed or even a reminder that sounds on your phone when it's a designated reading time. Same thing if you want to write more. I help a lot of people write books and memoirs. Dedicate writing hours, have all of your stuff out on your desk ready to go, and then set a reminder, an alarm for like writing time, the beginning to the end. Whatever behavior you want to introduce, just ask yourself how to make it as effortless as possible and how you can remove any temptations or hurdles that might lull you back into the maybe talk. What we want to do is set up an environment that gives you clear, bright lines so that you can focus on your routine and your goal and your new behavior. And then if you successfully overcome these temptations by being prepared, even with the smallest wins, don't forget to number 5, reward yourself often. Reward yourself with a pat on the back every time you hit your goals, no matter how small they seem. It's so important to celebrate your progress frequently along the way. So allow yourself that dopamine hit. It literally is a dopamine hit. If you're wondering how to reward yourself, consider these things. Giving yourself permission to just take a break and intentionally relax for a period of time. Go for a walk in the woods and reconnect with nature. That has so many positive benefits. Call a friend and share your win, or just simply socialize for fun. Whatever it is, do something that naturally brings you joy and celebrate your progress along the way, not only at the final destination. People totally underestimate the power of simply appreciating progress. We get sucked into being obsessed with that end result or an outcome, but really, it's all about celebrating your progress. Now, in the present moment, this is the essence of what we have, right? Which brings us to number 6. Track and log your progress so that you can make any adjustments if you need to. It can be very easy to get discouraged if you don't see results immediately. Tracking your progress and seeing very clearly how far you've come, whether it's counting the number of days that you've consistently done your new routine, or the number of pounds you're trying to lose, or the number of pages you're trying to write, whatever it is, it helps you stay motivated and excited about what you're actually doing. And more importantly, this awareness that comes with logging your progress, that helps you stay focused and it helps you observe the benefits. When you make note of how your new retirement routine impacts how you feel, like if it energizes you or if it depletes you, you can make adjustments. You can see what helps and what doesn't. Awareness is huge. And finally, number 7 is to be patient. Patience goes hand in hand with consistency. You need to wait for the magic of consistency to do its thing, and that takes patience, especially if you don't see immediate results or benefits. Any long-term change will take time, especially the good kind that you want to stick around. Remember, it takes an average of 66 days to form a new routine and habit. That's gonna take patience. So instead of striving for like instant perfection, strive to be gradually better every single day, consistently. If you ever get overwhelmed or fall off your new path, just hop back on a single day at a time. Keep the same steady cadence of taking one daily micro step at a time. I am obsessed with micro steps for a reason, and that is they work with really anything you're trying to do. Retirement is a golden opportunity to make changes to your lifestyle and your routine that boost your well-being and your overall life satisfaction. So it's totally worth it. To recap our 7 steps to building and sticking to a retirement routine, have an unfiltered brainstorm session and answer our specific questions about your ideal day. Number 2, set small goals. When you break it down into smaller goals, you can get specific and hyper-focused. Number 3, strive for consistency. This is literally the difference between success and falling short. Number 4, be prepared. Plan to remove any distractions or temptations and set yourself up ahead of time so that your new retirement routine and your good habits are easy and super convenient to do. Number 5, reward yourself often. It's all about celebrating your progress now and where you are today. Number 6, track and log your progress so that you can clearly see how far you come and if you need to make any adjustments. And finally, number 7, be patient. Know that the magic of consistency is happening in the background. If you fall off the horse, just hop back on one micro step at a time, one per day, and wait out at least 66 days to give anything really like a true shot. You can make your retirement life what you truly want. You just need a plan in place and to follow it. A retirement routine is the answer to having it all. So don't wait. Start planning a retirement routine today. It is never too early and it is never too late. This process literally applies to you in whatever stage you are in. If you need help establishing your goals and a retirement routine that will complement them, or straight up, if you just want help living a better retirement life, just reach out to us and schedule a free breakthrough session with our trusted team. We do this every day, and we're here to help you live your best retirement life that's full of purpose and passion. So thank you so much for being here. Help us spread the word and help as many older adults as we can by liking, commenting below, and sharing this video. To make sure you catch our video next week, don't forget to subscribe, and I will see you soon.